Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sacred Sunday. We are just getting the last little bits up and running on our side, so thank you for your patience today. My name is Reverend Brianna Lynn, and I'm with the Earth Temple. You can check us out at theearthtemple.com. And I am the solo facilitator for the Sacred Sunday, so we are going to dive in with some play, pray, and prosperity and some realness. So thank you all for being here. It's wonderful to have all you souls gathered. If you have a moment, please put your name and where you're tuning in from in the chat box, and we'll get started with an invocation. So once you've done that, just go ahead and close your eyes and start breathing into the lowest part of the belly here. And I am already crying, so it's gonna be juicy. And we'll just start by taking some nice deep breaths into the lowest part of the belly. Oh. Oh. As we call upon the Spirit of all things and no things to be with us during this time together for Sacred Sunday and always, as we are learning how to connect with that which lives us again, how to live from the felt experience of the divine in our bodies rather than from our minds and the concepts that we've been taught. I open up the space with gratitude and thanksgiving that we are alive here to be together, and that we're not promised one moment more. And so this precious moment where you're tuning in, whether it's on replay or it's on live here on Zoom, or if you're checking it out live on Facebook, I just say thank you, because our time is the most precious thing we have, and how we choose to put our attention on this time is the greatest gift that we could ever give anyone. So I just am very grateful for every single soul that's tuning in. I'm asking Spirit to give me strength in my body and my voice right now, because I feel so unwoven. We're asking to remember the wisdom of the trees and what it means to root deep into the earth before we expand into the sky. How do I go into that darkness of what it means to be human, to find the nutrients, to find the treasure? To find that place where no matter what is coming my way, no matter who's able to show up or not show up, no matter what expectations are met or not met, can I return to the roots that I've set in my own soil? So we just open up this space, calling on the directions and the elements to guide us. The north, the earth, our physical body, this precious vessel that I've beat up so much in my life. I think about how much I've beat up her and how humans are beating up our planet, and it's the same thing. And I feel so grateful to be at a place where I'm not harming her anymore. I'm still confused on how we have this conversation with other humans on the planet, for how they're hurting themselves and how they're hurting our mother. So guide us today as we take another step out on the bridge that's building itself, as we walk across it. We don't know. We don't know where this planet is going. Quite literally, in the cosmos, we have no idea where we're going, and we have no idea where we're going politically or emotionally on this planet. So I just pray for all the bodies on this planet, all 7.5 billion of our Anam Cara, of our brothers and sisters and soul siblings, and for their own confusion in their bodies, and for their self-harm, and for the way they harm others. I just pray for a great awakening in the body. May we learn to love our body like we love our pet animals. Like we try to love each other. And we learn to love this one too. Thank you, thank you. To the east, to the wind, to our mind, to this beautiful function that we've been gifted as humanity, the frontal lobe, the ability to judge if it's for us or not for us. Help us to learn how to use this tool in service to the heart, in service to the body, rather than judging our soul siblings and hurting each other. I pray right now specifically for the Black Lives Matter movement and my Black community and how disenfranchised that is being felt. And may we as the community of non-Black folk really stand behind them as they're making their roar to systems of domination, and really hear that roar as the roar that we all want to roar. To hear that roar as the roar of freedom. Thank you to the Black community for stepping forward to do this first. Thank you, and I'm so sorry. It breaks my heart. And I'm standing right next to you. The Earth Temple standing right next to you, I promise. To the south, to the fire that burns within each one of us. Our passionate purpose and the vision that we have. And our intimate relations. Our loves, our brothers, our sisters, our soul siblings, our children, our elders, our ancestors, and our future children that we will become the ancestors of. I call you into this space to witness us here in this sacred prayer, here in this sacred time. Thank you, fire. Thank you, south. To the west, to the waters, to our emotion, to our energy and motion. I am feeling you today and always. It can be so confusing for the mind to feel so much moving through, to feel so much energy and motion, and we just open up the space for unconditional non-judgment of ourselves and of each other, of whatever this emotional experience is. To feel it fully, let the river run full. With our feet on the earth, we call upon the ancestors of the land that we stand on, the indigenous ones who took care of the land of where we're at. And say thank you, and I'm sorry. And we're learning how to atone for this peace, specifically for here. This is Kumeyaay land. And call upon our own ancestors, those of us who've already connected with our ancestors, and those who haven't. You have an ancestor long ago and far away who knew the cycles of the sun and the moon, who knew how to ask questions to the birds, who knew what feathers meant certain things and what feathers meant others, who knew how to play the drum and shake the rattle and sing their songs to help their heart and their body feel better. I call upon all of our indigenous ancestors. And we feel you. And we're remembering. And we're so sorry for what has happened. We call upon all of the angelic realms, all of the religions, all of the traditions, to stand in a circle with us. Please. Please stop fighting. And to hold hands and to remember that the center is always free. When we're really tapping into divinity of eternal love, there's nobody in the center. It's just life. We activate that space that's beyond righteousness and beyond wrongness. And meet there. to share the beauty of the cultures, of the prayers, of the dances, of the songs, of the ways and the traditions without fighting each other about who's right. Thank you, Spirit. I'll invite us all to put one hand on our heart and one hand on our low belly, the womb space, and calling upon Spirit of all things and no things to be with us, to guide us. That which lives us in our heart expansions and in our heartbreaks. That opens us to deeper understanding of this life in every moment that we show up to feel it fully. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, life, for living us. This is the equalizing force. This is what makes us all one. This life that lives us. We each have our unique personalities and our unique cultures and our unique stories, and we have collective stories and collective trauma and collective histories and collective challenges and collective dreams. But Spirit is the through line that lives us all, from the tadpole to the trillionaire. This is the equalizing force. This is what is. Not one life is greater than another. And I pray for the time on our planet where humans can see that and feel that. Feel the interconnection of life. Feel the potency of the love that is the Spirit that lives us all. And allow human nature to radiate from this place instead of our pain and our trauma. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, life. Thank you to each one of your souls for joining in this prayer today. May this touch all of us, myself included. May this touch our friends and our families, those who receive from us and those who support us, and may it radiate out, activating, opening, and healing the hearts of all beings on this planet and beyond without any exceptions. With the power of our divine will, that is our birthright, we say, Amen, Aho, Ashe, Hosha, and so it is. Let's take a few nice deep breaths here together. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, coming back into the space. For those of you who are already on video, it's wonderful to have you on video, and if you're not, you don't have to be, but if you have a moment to pop on so I can see your face, it would be really, really lovely. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Andrea. Hi, B. Hi, other Sarah. Hi, Gretchen. Hi, Kat. Hi, Allison. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Lillian. This is so lovely. Thank you all for being here. I came on this call, this Sacred Sunday today, with a lot of humility, because there isn't a lot flowing through me that feels very inspirational right now, and I have challenges coming on and not feeling like I have something to give. So I'm just really appreciating all of you for being with this emotion. And the one piece that I feel that is really pulsing, like in my womb space, and that's just like pulsing in my experience right now, is how much can I feel it instead of trying to figure it out. And from that place of feeling, allow whatever wants to emerge in its irresistibility of it being my deepest truth. Not necessarily in its irresistibility because it's easy or because it feels really good. Sometimes my truth feels not so good. Sometimes my truth feels like I'm gonna have to break some things in order to be in my truth. Sometimes my truth feels like I'm gonna have to destroy some things in order to stay true to myself. So I want to just invite us all into that place of where in my life am I trying to figure it out instead of just feel it? Where am I in my life am I trying to figure it out with my mind 3 steps ahead rather than feel it deeply in my body in this moment? And for me, it usually has to do with like my next move, either in the physical, like I'm moving somewhere in the physical realm, or I move with the church, or with a course that I'm sharing, or what I should be doing in my relationships, or how it should be showing up. And it's like I go to figure it out in my head. And the mind is amazing. It's not our enemy, but it is the default, especially in our Western culture, to try to figure it out and try to know something in this dimension before it's actually cooked. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't use your mind, don't make decisions. Absolutely, let's use our mind to make decisions. But there's an emerging process that I feel like I'm just learning. Like I feel really novice in this. Of like when the sprout's coming forward, that it's gonna open and it's gonna reveal itself. And I feel like in my life, I've tried to like crack that open. Like I'll go to the plant and be like, I think it's time for you to sprout now. Has anyone else done that? Can I get some hands? You know what I'm saying? Like make it sprout. I'm gonna send all my Reiki love. Make a decision now. And granted, there are times where we have beautiful time and space constraints that can give us certain pressures to help us initiate the conversation forward more. That's like 10% of my reality. The other 90% has been my mind being like, you should know, like you've got to know. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know the answer to this question in your relationship, if you don't know where you're going next, not only are you a failure, you're going to become a black hole for others, and you can't share that you don't know. So I just want to like declare right now in this moment, I am the most comfortable I've ever been with not knowing the next step in my personal life. I don't know. And this is what being comfortable with that looks like. I don't know. And I've tried to know. I've tried to run into the knowing because it feels safe to have the answer. I'm a good student of life if I have the answer. Who am I if I don't have the answer? Who am I if I don't have the answer? If I don't have to have the answer in this moment, who do I get to be? And it feels like a skydive into a bungee jump, into a deep dive, like it's just this continual extreme sport of swan diving into the unknown and taking action accordingly. And I feel this way in my personal life. I also feel this way about our collective right now. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the truth is. I try to listen to some experts, and then there's another expert that's saying the exact opposite thing. I don't know what's true about masks. I don't know what's true about COVID. I don't know who's doing what's upside down, who the fuck is Joe Biden? Like, what is even going on? It all feels like a fucking show of the Muppets, and someone's back there controlling the hand, but we can't see them. They're off screen, but we know that shit ain't real, and we can feel it, but we can't name it, and it's so fucking frustrating. And there's something to me that just wants to know, that just wants to figure out who's behind the curtain. And I think that's where we see the rising of conspiracy theories, and see the rising of like QAnon, and see the rising of it's this person, it's that person, it's this is what's happening. Nobody fucking knows. That's what we're actually seeing. We're seeing a time in human history where we're starting to acknowledge our sun is traveling at 1,000,000 miles per hour, followed by our earth at 1,000,000 miles per hour into the infinite darkness, to an unknown place that we don't know where we're going. You know, we don't just rotate around the sun. Did you know this? Did you know that we're traveling at 1,000,000 miles per hour through space? Did you know this? When I found this out, I was blown the fuck away. Monty Python's Meaning of Life, if you wanna check it out. It dives deep into the science of what we're actually traversing through. And I feel like in our attempts as humans, like our development of religion or our development of academia and our development of politics, was this attempt to find grounding on a planet where nobody fucking knows what's going on. We've never known and we will never know. And as long as we tell each other fake answers, we will continue to manipulate and be at war with each other. That the truth lies in the deep knowing that none of us know what the fuck is going on, and we just need to accept that and figure out cool creative ways to write poetry and paint paintings about the unknown and what it does to our bodies. It makes us go artistically crazy, right? When we like, for me, I'll just speak for myself. I won't speak for all y'all, but I'll just go out on a venture based on what I've seen in human experience. When we don't know that big, we don't know where it is our souls came from. We don't know when we're going, when we're dying. And we actually, in this moment, as a third dimensional cosmic body, the Earth, orbiting a giant star, a mega star that has a couple billion years left on it, maybe, we're being projectiled through outer space, going towards the infinite unknown to who the fuck knows where. And when we actually tap into that, that is our artistic channel. That is an access point to our divinity. That is an access point to our complete humility of, I don't know shit, and our complete pride in like, and I'm gonna live life anyway. And I'm gonna show up because I don't know the second that I have next promised. I could be gone. I could be gone. A comet could hit us at any time. Whatever mysterious virus or pandemic creation can come along, whatever this is, we're not entirely sure. But what I can stand on is I don't know. And in that place, I don't need to figure it out because we actually can't. There are certain mysteries that we as human beings in this lifetime, in this dimension, will never know with our mind, but can get closer to the texture of it with the experience of our body. I was laying naked on the earth on Tuesday. I was in an immersion with a dear client of mine, and he had gone off naked hiking in the woods, and I stripped down and was laying in the sun, and I was sitting with the ones with psilocybin. This is the first time I'm talking about plant medicine on a live video, by the way. This is big for me. And I was laying there and just feeling the movement of the earth as we were going through space and feeling her breath on my back. And feeling simultaneously the hurling sensation of like, what the fuck? And also the deep holding of gravity, right? No other planet has the right amount of gravity to keep us in place. If we were to try to be on any other cosmic body, it would either shoot us out or we wouldn't even be able to stand up. But Earth has just the right amount of gravity for us. 1 degree more, we wouldn't be able to lift an arm. 1 degree less, we'd start floating off the planet. And that type of intelligence is what we do know, not know, K-N-O-W, but G-N-O, gnosis, the Greek word of gnosis. Its basis is an experience. It's not about figuring out with algorithms and math and things that we can measure, but through my felt experience, the planet holds me. Therefore, I know that, G-N-O, like the gnosis of my body, the intelligence of my body knows that some sort of intelligence exists on this planet to know how to keep me here. No other celestial body that we've measured as human beings has that gnosis, has that intelligence. So even though we can't know what the fuck is going on, we can be deep in our own felt experience and trust that. I get to trust this felt experience. You get to trust your felt experience. And nobody can take that from you. The knowing, the theories, they can take that from you. They're going to prove other things. There's going to be better ways than what you have now. But your own felt experience of the emotional body of the divine as it rides your life is your treasure, is your gift, is really the only intelligence that we have as human beings, because academia and the knowing and science has disproven itself a million times over. It doesn't mean we avoid it. It just means that we don't rest our spirit in that. I think science is fun, right? It's a beautiful place for us to learn how to explain things that we haven't been able to explain before and look under the microscope and see things that we've never seen before. It's beautiful. At the same time, if I try to rest my hat of identity on science or metrics or politics or something that someone else promises outside of me, if I try to rest my hat on the metrics of how someone else is going to show up in my life as a consistent, we're fucked. And so there's the shift that I've been seeing, and the shift that I'm feeling that I want to invite us all into is the safety in the unknown. There is safety in the unknown. There is rest in the unknown. There is an extreme lack of war on our planet when we can actually rest in the unknown and acknowledge my way is not the right way. It's the right way for me, but it doesn't need to be the right way for you. I've been reading a lot about, I mean, all over the world, but one area that I've been tracking since I knew it existed is Israel and Palestine. I have dear, dear friends, dear friends, Palestinian friends, my dear friends, Mabruk, Habibde, to all of them, and dear, dear Israeli friends. Shalom to all of them, and love them all so, so much. And I get so confused. Sometimes at this lineage war, this war that has been going on for thousands of years. And without knowing the answer, my body knows that there is a place that even that conflict can come to when both sides can say, I don't have the answer. That's how we end war, is to come to a very loving place of no longer needing to prove our righteousness or prove someone else's inferiority to where we're at. When I no longer need to prove that I'm superior to anyone, and I no longer need to demean myself and be inferior to anyone, when we can truly stand as equal beings of light with each other. This will help end the wars on our planet. And I have no idea how to do this alone. Like, you have a key I don't have. That I'm very clear of. All of you on this call, all of you tuning into Zoom, those who will be tuning into the recording, you have a key I don't currently have access to, and I can't do it without you. We can't do it without you. And start getting really uncomfortable with the unknown, and then start building what it is that you can activate, right? One thing that has been a non-negotiable during this time, and I share it quite a bit, has been my rising rituals. Just even if it's 5 minutes a day to say a prayer and set my day, to know that I can contribute my energy in that way, sometimes is the only thing that we can activate. Sometimes is the only thing we can control, because everything else is such a variable at this time. So I'm feeling called now to invite Ian in. He's been laying on the floor, soaking this in, to sing a song. Helene says, I have goosebumps all over my back. Hi, Delmar. Every time I do a reading, I receive the Trust the Unknown card. Almost every time for months. Yeah, me too. Andrea's a little mind blown. Thank you, Andrea. It's good to have you here. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to invite Ian on to sing a song and for us to be in the space. If you want to close your eyes and just receive, if you want to sing along, if you feel like you want to move your body, all of it is welcome here. This is really our opportunity to be in the unknown together. One thing I love about music and art, when we really allow ourselves to go into the art, it is riding the wave of the unknown as the wave is cresting in every moment. Now, there is the type of art that's like methodical and practiced and all things like that. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is when the life force, for any of you who are artists, all of us are artists, but those of you who are expressive artists, when we're in that art and it's almost orgasmic, we're on that edge, I want to invite you into that place with us. So just listen to the music, listen to Ian's words, listen to what's coming through as though you've never heard a song before in your life. Let us all be in the first chapter of the never-ending story right now here together. Can you sing on?
Because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's just listening to it as it's the first time.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
Some of this is internally prepared, inspired by conversations with Brianna, and the rest will be free flow. So. Listen to the life that lives you. Yeah, will you listen to the life that breathes you? Will you listen to the life that lives you? Oh, will you listen to the life that is you. Oh. In the simple things, yes I am. In the simple things I understand, yeah. In the simple things I am. Like a breath and a love. In the simple, we remember to listen. We all desire to be free. Yeah, we all get to be free. I affirm thee. We all get to be free. Through all the stories. Through all the stories of the mind, yeah. In the heart, we will be free. We listen to the life that lives you. We listen to the life that breathes you. We listen to the life that is you. We listen to the life even when you don't know what to do. Just listen. Hey, yo. What's up?
Thank you. Listen to the life that breathes you. Thank you. Learning how to have enough humility to listen without needing to figure it out, and enough pride to act on it when it is emergent from our deepest heart. Thank you. That felt really good. As I'm listening here now, I'm just feeling the call to open up our bodies a little bit, and so I would love to adjust your screens as you see necessary, but just find a space where you can stand up, and I'm going to move my screen over here so y'all can see me still. Shannon says, your voice is incredible. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Shannon.
B says, what a beautiful group of humans. We are connected from nothing but eager hearts and souls. Wow, so inspired. Yes, thank you. Okay, so we're just going to do a little bit of deep breathing. I'm going to invite you to get into horse stance, which is just your legs about a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and just bend your knees and keep your spine nice and straight. It doesn't need to be overarched, but just, gentle. I'm going to keep this so you can see where I'm at. And we're just going to kind of lean into those knees. Keep the toes parallel so they're facing forward, and keep the knees going out so that you're really activating your psoas here, and just rest deep into your pelvic bowl like we're sitting into our pelvis. Just a nice activated horse stance. Just come in here. And if you want to stare right into the camera, you can. If you want to stare off into the distance, it's good to look at something eye level so that your head isn't down. Eye level off into the distance, and really allow the chest to be over the hips. We don't want to be leaning forward or leaning back. Just keep the chest right over the hips. And we're going to do some chi breathing, and what we're going to do is on the inhale, we'll bring the air up. I'm going to show you with my arms first before I guide you in. We're going to bring the air up, And then on the exhale, we're going to bring it forward. On the inhale, we're going to bring it up. And on the exhale, circle your aura. And we're going to do this 10 times or so together. This can be a cleansing breath. This can be a healing breath. This can be an activating breath. So let's begin together. Exhale completely. And inhale. Bring the air up to the heart. Exhale the heart to the world. Send our blessings to the heavens. And clear our auric field. Bring the energy of the earth to the heart. Heart to the world. Blessings to the heavens. And clearing the auric field. From the earth to the heart. From the heart to the world. Blessings to the heavens. And clear the auric field. Earth to heart. Heart to world. Blessings from the heavens. And clear the auric field. Earth to heart. Heart to the world. Blessings to the heavens. Clear your auric field. See if you can stay in horse stance. Go a little bit deeper if you need a challenge. Come out a moment if you need a break. Inhale, earth to heart. Exhale, heart to the world. Inhale, blessings to the heavens. Exhale, clear your auric field. Let's do 3 more. Earth to heart. Heart to the world. Blessings to the heavens. Clear your auric field. 2 more. Earth to the heart. Heart to the world. Blessings to the heavens. Auric field cleanse. Last one, the deepest breaths you've taken all day. Earth to heart. Heart to the world. Blessings to the heavens. And clear your auric field. Keep your hands at your side and stay in horse stance for just a few breaths here. Breathe normally. And then on your next inhale, slowly rise up. We're going to go straight into hip circles to the right. Just allow your knees to stay bent and just open up the hips. Big hip circles to the right. Opening up the largest joint we have in our body. And now go the other way. And then when you're ready, just find center again. Bringing the feet together. Just doing the sheshe, which is thank you in the tradition that I learned in for Qigong. And we'll come back to seated. Just take your time, nice and slow. If you need to stretch anything, if anything else wants to move, and just say hello for a moment. We're just going to take about 30 seconds to say hello to the body. Let her come fully back into this space. Guys, this has been a big day for me. It's the first time I've talked about plant medicine and my experience on a live video, and this is the first time where I'm like really lifting up my armpits and showing you my armpit hair, which has been a whole other thing. I've been growing all my hair out for about 3 years, and it has been so uncomfortable, and I'm trying to figure out like my relationship with it, because I want to be someone who totally loves her natural hair, but I judge it. I judge it and I get judged by others. And I'm navigating it. Sometimes I love it and sometimes I judge it. So today's a big, so here it is. There she is in her full glory. Oh, it's almost like flashing you my genitals. It's really bizarre. But I just want to name that because that's what was alive for me in this moment, and I'm committed to naming what's alive. Thank you so much for joining us for Sacred Sunday. We're going to have Ian close us out with one more song, if you'd be willing, brother. Thank you all for being here in our unchurch and this place where we can just be who we are. And we invite you to invite your friends and anyone who would be interested in joining us for our unchurch experiences on Sundays. I'm grateful to be here even in my watery sloshiness. I enjoy my watery sloshiness, and I'm just grateful that I feel the feels instead of numbing them, because it sucks to numb them. Anyone else ever numb them before? You know what I'm talking about? Like coffee, Santa Maria. I did vomiting for a long time. I was bulimic. Did lots of numbing. Drugs, alcohol, sex, books, academia, spirituality. Has anyone ever used spirituality to numb? Has anyone ever tried to meditate away their feelings? Well, I'll just meditate and then I'll feel better. And even though that, yes, I will feel better after meditating, but the objective to no longer feel my feelings is still me trying to dominate, still my masculine shadow trying to dominate my feminine principle. Fuck. The oppression isn't just out there. It's in here. So when we talk about anti-racism and anti-oppression, it begins right here first. So thank you all for being on this journey with me. Chanel says, thank you so much for being here and shining your light. Thank you, Chanel. I'll laugh my ass off all week. And Andrea says, yes. Watery sloshiness, yes. Shannon says, wow, I never even thought about it that way. I totally numb myself with constant growth and learning. Whoa, right? It's good to be growing and learning. And if I constantly need to be searching for the next trauma that I'm trying to heal or the next thing that I'm trying to learn, instead of, it's go and then rest. One I don't remember if it was an actual human or if it was a vision, but the image, the human image that came to me was someone singing doobie doobie doo. I was asking, like, how do I do this thing? How do I do this life thing? Because I constantly want to be learning and constantly want to be creating programs and constantly want to be working with people, like, but then I get exhausted and resentful. What do I do? And her song was doobie doobie doo. You do and then you be, and then you do and then you be. And doing without the being is an addiction to doing. And the being without the doing is an addiction to apathy. So it's a doobie, doobie doo that we get to sing together. Again, I don't know if that was a human and I'm quoting someone that I'm not quoting, or if this was a vision. So usually I'm pretty good at remembering humans, so I'm pretty sure this was a vision. But if anyone has heard anyone else say this, just send me an email and help me to quote them, yay. I'm going to turn it over to Ian now to close this out with a song. I love you all so much.
Trust and your arrows of song. go your arrows. In the center of sound there is only love. In the center of love there is only trust. And in the center of trust is where you'll find us. In the center of sound, there is only love. In the center of love, yeah, there is only trust. And in the center of trust, yeah, that's where you'll find us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll see you next week at the same time. We're thinking about scheduling. Might change at some point, but we'll keep you all updated on that on the list, whether you're on Amber's list or on my list. Amber is in Texas right now visiting some family, or else she would be here, but she sends all of her Heart of Texas golden love to all of you. If you want to check out more about who we are and what we're doing, check out theearthtemple.com, and you can find all of our information there to hear Ian's music, connect more with me. And Amber is ambervaldez.com. So thank you for being here. Blessings to you and all of your relations. And we look forward to being with you next week in whatever state that may be. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We say Hosha, which is a beautiful ancient Celtic word, the way that we say amen or aho or we agree with you. It's Hosha. And in learning how to reclaim our ancient tradition roots, this is something that's been very important to my partner and I, is to find a word that is from our family lineage. So Hosha is the word that we use. It's spelled H''O''S''A. I get questions sometimes. People even, what the heck are you saying at the end? Like, isn't it a ho or a she? No, Hosha is from the Celtic lineage. So there you go. Many blessings, and I look forward to being with you in whatever state that may be next. Love you. Bye.